Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is Elise here at Plan with Elise, and today we are looking at my August goals and setting up goals for September. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's September 2nd. Words. I was at the Bruce Springsteen concert last night and I got home around 12 and it's about 8 a.m. now. But it's September 2nd, and I didn't film a video earlier in this week because I had issues with time, but also I was like, I've been going really back and forth about what I wanted my goals to look like for September. So let's recap August. If you are new to my goals video, sit down, relax, get something to drink because this is going to be a chatty, long video. So my goals. I achieved all but two. I actually read I read 18 books, which is a very big amount of books. I had a lot of time in August because so let's back up. Staircase estimate. I ended up renovating my entire staircase. Those are all done. So I had extra time in August because the staircase people were here a lot, which partially was during my work day. So like on my lunch break when I might be filming, or even before work, because they would come as early as like 7:45. I'm not going to film when there's like banging and hammering and sanding going on in my house. So I had more time to read then. I'd go outside on my lunch break if they were here. I spent a lot of days at the town pool, so I read a lot there. And it was just my biggest month ever for books. I did finish my budget planner revamp in terms of getting it prepared to share online, which I've done, but it's still, I think, a work in progress. I didn't do very well with weekly bank trips. I had several friend and family plans. 15 workouts. I got close. I got to 13. A lot of that also was because of people being in my house. I typically work out in the morning, and I lost, I think there were maybe a total of 9 or 10 days that the renovations took. So I lost a decent amount of days for that. Staircase was done, office was organized, shoe organization was done, QuickBooks was done. I did pretty well with my cleaning schedule, okay with clearing off desks, and tracking spending happened every day. I mark this even on days that I don't spend any money because if I didn't, it would look like I didn't do it, but at least I'm aware of it and I know when I didn't spend money. And then I had goals overall. Now, I also noted wins and challenges. I think what's really interesting, let's come back to this goals section for a second, is that when I was looking at my quarterly goals, which now September is the end of the quarter, I looked at this, I think, at the beginning of August, and I was like, well, 75 books read is never going to happen because I was so behind as a result of July not reading very much. But now I'm only 7 books away from that, so it might actually happen. I've already passed 100 rides. I'm not going to have a housewarming party, so that's a change of a goal. That's just eliminating the goal. Weekly meal prep I'm not doing great at, so that shows me what I need to focus on. And the only other space in my house that I need to focus on now is my foyer, but I'm not sure that I'm ready to do that right now because September is going to be busy and I don't know that that's my top priority for September. In my August goals video, I did not put dating down as a goal because I had a date planned for August that never happened. So I am back on the dating train and then continuing to work towards my revenue goal. I'm going to be using black and white stickers today because I'm really in need of a palette cleanser. But I also, let's take these out. This is the Happy Planner monthly layout in case you are curious of what kind of layout it is. But you may also see this. So the monthly layout has these pages, and I fully intended to use them for my goals, but I don't know, it didn't really work. So what I've done is we're gonna cut a couple now. I've made a couple of different printables that are available in my Etsy shop. These are sized for mini, big, and classic Happy Planner. So the one that I already had in my planner was 7 goals. This one is 6 and this one is 8. And the idea here, and let me just show you if you are unfamiliar with my shop, if you print this out as a classic, which I did, it's going to have these cut marks. And You need to print it at 100% because if you just go to print it, your printer will default to 114% and that'll be printed for a big happy planner. But the cut marks are supposed to make it really easy to be able to trim this. I'm not always the best at it, so I feel like that's horrible for me to say as the owner of an Etsy shop, but I'm not always the best at following the cut marks. And then this one I usually eyeball because I feel like I always cut it off. And these are double-sided and centered. So there's the same margin on the left and right side once it's cut, so that when you punch it, you're not going to have any issues. So this is the one that I think I'm going to use today. But then I also have this 6th one that we're also going to cut so I can show it to you and decide how, I want to use it, if I want to use it. So at least now in my planner, I'll have options for 6, 7, and 8 sets of goals. And again, these are available for classic, mini, and big happy planner sizes. I have been getting a lot of requests lately for skinny, which I'm not sure they're going to come to my shop or not. I thought that it would be pretty simple to resize a lot of my printables for a skinny and just kind of keep the content on this side, but it's actually not that easy. So I'm not sure if that's something that there's a need for or a desire for besides the messages I've gotten. So I'm not sure. The other thing I did is print out a monthly habit tracker because I would like to get focused back on habits in September. So let's keep this habit tracker out and let's keep this 8 goals out so I can show you how I plan on using it. And then we're going to put my planner to the side and take a sip of coffee. That's good. Okay. Needed that little coffee this morning. And of course I got this page wet. So these I can put to the side for now. And we are just going to focus on the monthly goal pages. So I'm grabbing Neutral Florals, Volume 2 by Kelva Plan. And we're just going to start with some simple florals. I felt like I really needed to do, what was the word I was going to think of? I really needed to do something fall themed. There is plenty of fall themed stuff on my channel and more to come. But I was like, I think for now, I really just want to stick with a neutral black and white in my goals video. So when I said at the beginning of the video that I was kind of struggling with what I wanted September to look like, part of me is like, go hard on your goals. There's one more month left in the quarter. But when I'm looking at my quarterly goals, I mean, I'm pretty close. Like there's a couple that need changes, but I'm also feeling like I've gotten a lot of them done. And I'm not saying I want to like give up on any of the goals and that getting most of them done is enough. But I feel like September is going to be really, really busy. And so part of me just wants to give myself a break, but then I'm afraid that if I give myself the break, I'm just looping back to my August goals because I really liked how I set them up and I wanted to kind of reference that. Okay. I feel like if I give myself too much of a break, then I might regret it and feel like I wasted the month. It wouldn't be wasted, but so I don't know. I can't quite figure out what I want to do. Do we put this here or do I go for more of a plain box? This is Neutral Florals Volume 2 by Kelva Plan. This is still available if you are looking to purchase, but I think I might want a more simple double box. I could do this, but then I run out of functional space. So let's see. I do have other black box stickers. I know I'm going to want these, so I think I'm going to grab another sticker book. All right, I feel like we're getting, whoops, a shadow over here. So I have black boxes by Mojo Jojo Plans, and I think we're going to use this one again as like an overview of how I'm feeling this month and my reminders, for myself for the month, but I'm not going to cover up the monthly goals section. We're just going to put this right down over here. And having these lines here helps, even though you can see a tiny bit of that right there. I just realized the check it off is now being covered at the same moment that my neighbors outside have started construction. Oh. Okay, we need undo. This happened last Saturday too. They're doing some kind of work that outside includes like probably cutting of wood and stuff. So I'm so curious. Oh, I hate the smell of this. I'm so curious what they're doing because, I mean, we sort of have the same house, the same, I guess, layout anyway. So I'm curious, but I really have nothing in my, well, not nothing. There are only 2 more things that I want to do to my house, but they're both not going, I don't think going to happen this year. I feel like I can't say that for 100% certainty, but the staircase renovation like kind of scarred me a little bit financially. Okay, so actually I want to talk about that. And I've talked about it a bit on my channel, but I feel like if you only watch my goal videos, we're going to talk through this. So when I was doing my August goal video, I said that I was going to get an estimate for my stairs. And if it was under a certain amount, I was going to proceed with it. If it was over a certain amount, I was going to wait probably until the end of the year. I got the estimate, and the estimate was under the original amount that I was comfortable proceeding with. So I did it. What I didn't understand, because this is my first time, doing a home renovation, was that the estimate was dependent on what the condition of the stairs were when they removed the carpeting. Because I have 3 staircases. It's 19 stairs. There are 4 levels to my house. So that original quote was in the case that the stairs were in perfect condition underneath, which it turns out they were not, and we needed to rebuild all the stairs. So the quote doubled. In terms of finances and how I handled that, I had my security deposit returned from when I lived in an apartment, and the security deposit covered the difference. So did I necessarily want to spend my security deposit on that? Not 100%. That was not my goal. However, it wasn't my goal. That wasn't my plan. Once the stairs were ripped off, or once the carpeting was ripped off the stairs, my options were pretty limited because it was literally either recover the stairs and carpet or start over or do nothing. I did not want to recover the stairs and carpet because the whole reason that I started the project to begin with was to not have carpeting on my stairs. I do know that many have carpeting on their stairs for safety issues, whether someone has, mobility issues or just safety in general, like not slipping down the stairs, for pets and children. But I'm 36. I don't have pets. I don't have children. My niece and nephew are used to stairs like that because my mom's stairs are all hardwood. So I wasn't as concerned about the safety things. So anyway, I feel like I'm getting off track here. My options were to leave them as is, unfinished and pretty bad shape because they didn't have any carpeting on them, or recover them in carpet, or do what I did. And I felt like I made the best decision I could, which I'm happy with. I mean, they're done. It was a whole project, but I love, love, love them. And I'm really excited about the result. And I mean, the fact is they're going to last forever, or at least as long as I live here, which I think is forever because I never want to move again. If you are new here, I moved 5 times, maybe 6 in the last 3 years. And I'm kind of over it. It's like, it's not that fun. It's fun to be in a new place and fun to be settled. But in general, moving is horrible. I don't know anyone who loves moving. If you do, tell me why. The organizer in me and things like that enjoy it. I didn't dislike unpacking. I disliked packing, and I disliked the home buying process. I felt pretty anxious the entire time. I wasn't sure if it was all going to fall apart. I didn't know a ton about the home buying process. Doing it myself was really stressful because it felt like it was everything fell on me, all the responsibility, every email that you have to send, your lender and this and that. And in New Jersey, you have to get a real estate attorney. It was just a lot of work that was on me. And in addition to working, a full-time job and trying to run Plan with Elise and trying to not lose my mind and be a good aunt and be a good friend and get all of my goals done. And it was pretty frustrating. But the end result is amazing. I am here at the house. And I'm happy with it. I don't love this, but I'm not entirely sure how to resolve it at this point. So what I'm doing right now is just kind of giving myself boxes and categories to sort of list out and map out my goals. So I would like to have 8. I don't know if 8 is actually going to happen because I didn't really map this out the way I normally do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we could maybe do 2 smaller ones, even though we're going to be covering up some of the flower, but I think that's okay because then we'll just kind of have the flower peeking out, and when I write over it, you won't see anyway. I don't know why I keep turning the page back when I need to turn it this way in order to get a sticker down straight. So let's talk Labor Day weekend plans here in the US. It is Labor Day, so for me that means a 3-day weekend. My plans are kind of the same all 3 days, which is work, Plan with Elise from about 8 to maybe like 11, and then go to the pool. I don't know what today's going to be like pool-wise. It's going to be a bit cloudy. But I think that my friend Mel and her son Ethan are going to come because my pool has a splash pad, which is great for a almost 1.5-year-old. Oh, September, he'll be 1.5. That's so crooked. What is happening? Why did these all get crooked? I think I'm just going to leave it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I feel like I should figure out my goals before I decide how many boxes I'm using. Wouldn't that be a good idea? Okay. Let's do health. We're going to do a big box for health. Because I feel like I've gotten off track again with my health. To be honest with you, I'd say that 95% of my workouts on my Peloton in August were because I put a goal in my planner to work out. They weren't stress relief. They weren't health. They weren't because I enjoyed it. They were like, I put this in my planner. So I really want to get back on track to enjoying it. Okay, social. Home. Finance. Personal. Dev, which will be development. And I'm just going to write relationship. And we're going to switch these up a little bit. Now, for the last year, I think actually October was the first time I did one of these goal videos. So we've been doing them almost a year. A lot of my goals have been the same because I felt like having some of the same goals each month was really going to help me stay consistent with them, which is definitely true. But some of these are going to be changed up. So one of the goals that I've had probably in my planner every month is 2 family plans and 2 friend plans. And that is happening. It's happening consistently. I'm at the point that I'm in a great place with most of the people in my life that we are making plans. So, what I'm going to do differently this month for social is I'm going to call it, this is going to sound weird. And I hope like none of my regular friends watch this and feel insulted because this is not anything about them, but I'm going to call it different. Whoops, different friend plan or plans. And what I mean by this is I have friends that I don't see very often, and I have friends that I see very often, weekly. I would like to be intentional about making a plan with, I can think of right now, 2 or 3 people. I don't know if it's all going to happen in August, but at least I can reach out to them to try to get together. So, one is a friend that I grew up with, one is a friend that I met years ago through work, and we see each other every few months. And another is my college roommate, who I have not seen since 2020, which is crazy. Last time I saw her was in June of 2020. We did a drive-by happy birthday because it was during COVID. And so I just feel like now that the summer is over and people's plans are settling down a little bit, I want to be intentional about seeing those friends. So sometimes, it's still the same social plan of make plans and get together, or the same social goal, but it's a little different because I'm trying to connect with more people in my life. Also, I have another friend who I used to work with at Chili's back in my early 20s. She and her husband, I worked with both of them. They weren't married at the time, but they actually live in my current town because I ran into her parents at the pool. So that's another friend who lives in my town who I really should get together with. So I'm going to make a list for myself. I feel like this sounds so silly, but as we grow further into adulthood, life gets really busy. And so I kind of just want to make a list of the people that I really want to spend time with and see. Like, one of my friends, she lives in Connecticut, but her sister lives in my town, and her sister I grew up with too. So why don't I even just like reach out to her sister and see if she wants to grab coffee? I need another sip of coffee. Hmm. So that's a goal that I think that we should all do. If there's people in your life that maybe you don't see nearly enough and you want to spend more time with them. Okay, personal development. We are going to look at trying to reach that 75 book goal by the end of the quarter. I think it's going to happen. Seven's not a small amount of books, but I think it's doable. However, we are at September 1st and September 2nd, and I have not read any books. So we'll see. I do have 2 plane rides. I mean, to and from, but in a week and a half. So that'll give me like 3 or 4 hours. So that should definitely be time that I can read. Okay, relationship. We're getting back to it. Go on one date. This has been a very low year of reaching my dating goal. I went out on a date in January, February, and March, and July. So out of 9 months in the year, I've gone out and forth. That's almost half, but it feels like a lot longer because none of them were successful. So I, I feel that that's the one thing that's missing from my life. And so I put money into, a premium app or whatever so that I can really try to get back to this focus of one date. Now, because I didn't achieve my goal of weekly bank trips, that is now going to be back on here. I said this was going to be a long video, as they always are, but you know what? I really like to film this video when I'm not on a time crunch at all. And that's probably why I didn't film it during the week when we were leading up to September, because before work would have always been a time crunch, lunch break same, and after work I had stuff Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday this week. And Tuesday, I felt like it was too early in the week to film this video because I wasn't sure, there were still several days, not several, but like 3 or 4 days left in August that I wasn't quite ready. Okay, health. We're going to do 2 notes here for health. So what I'm going to do is grab Neutral Florals Volume 2 again. Also, as always, I'm going to link everything in the description of the video. I want to say that I see you using my affiliate links, and I appreciate it more than when you support a creator, even without spending any extra money by using an affiliate link, it really helps. I mean, unexpected expenses, home renovations, just my bills in general, because my full-time job is not enough to cover my life. I never would have been able to buy a house just with one job. And so when you help support me, it's really makes the whole difference in the world. So thank you for your support. I meant to say that at the beginning of the video as we are now into a new month. Okay, health. So I put 15 workouts in August and I did not achieve 15 workouts. So part of me is like, let's go a little bit lighter this month. But the other part is like, do the thing, stick to the thing, and love the thing. So I think we're going to go back to 15 workouts and see if I can get it done. That said, I will be away for 5 days. So there's 25 days in September. There's 30 days in September. 25 days in September is not part of the rhyme. 30 days in September minus the 5 days I'll be away. We're at 25 days minus yesterday because I didn't work out or read. We're at 24 days. So 24 days in the month that I have available and 15 workouts. So that's going to be a challenge. And then I'm going to write healthy and delicious eating. Because there's a lot of food that I love that's not healthy. There's a lot of food that I love that is healthy. I just have to go to the is healthy category. All right. So I don't know if we're going to put one over here because last month, the other category I used was balance. But I mean, I feel pretty balanced in August. I do think September has the ability to unbalance me because it's a really busy month. It's like planner release month. So, and I'm going away, speaking at a conference in Austin. So I'm not entirely sure how balance is going to work. But you know what? Let's make that a priority. So top priorities are going to be incorporate I keep trying to start to think of my word of next year. We're still 4 months away. We're not there yet, but I'm really struggling with it. Balance is something that's worked pretty well for me this year, but it's been something that I've had to work on all throughout the year. So I don't know if I'm finished yet. I mean, I'll let you know where I feel at the end of the year, but I'm not entirely sure that I'm finished with balance. Prioritize my health, keep my home organized. Earlier in the week, I posted a reel on Instagram about 4 questions to ask yourself before I spend, or 4 questions I ask myself before I spend money on a product. This is not spending money on a bill or, an adventure or something like an experience. It's about a physical product. And one of the questions was, where will I store it? And as someone who is a content creator and a planner, as I'm looking around my office right now, it looks like a planner warehouse exploded in it. And not just that, but sometimes I feel like that drips into other areas of my home. And so, like, once Labor Day weekend ends, I'm going to really reset everything. Maybe Monday I'll spend cleaning because, like, my pool towels will get one final wash and then be put away. My pool bag is going to, get put away. We're going to kind of reset for a new season. That doesn't really necessarily mean decorating for me as much as it does just resetting and getting me set up for a new month. All right, we are going to bring some florals back in. I kind of am wondering if I bring these in. I'm trying to figure something out here. I know that these are sized for the dashboard. Aha. I wanted to see if these would layer on each other, and I think they actually do. So we're going to do a little bit of layering here. Or not layering, but stacking, I guess. This needs to go over more. Don't rip. Woo! That ripped. It's okay. It's going to survive. But I feel like it looks strange and you can't quite tell. So I think we might still need a couple little header boxes here. You still can't really tell, but it's okay. I can tell. That's fine by me. And we're going to write wins and challenges. I think it's really good to reflect on what's working and what's not as you do this. All right. I still feel like we need something here. The problem is I'm not entirely sure width-wise. Oh, it is. If I have enough space. So what I'm going to do over there is actually leave it blank because I don't know what's going to happen this month. There may be something that I'm very unaware of that I decide I want to focus on, as my life tends to go, because I don't really think I had any plans on buying a house this year. And then it happened. So I really do want to give myself a little bit of grace and freedom. I think that as a content creator in the planner community, there is this feeling and pressure that we put on ourselves to have it all figured out in general, but also have it all figured out in advance so that we can share with you maybe before you're setting up your planner. And I just need to give myself a little bit of room for flexibility in my life. Because the other thing that's going to happen in September is sports start again, and my niece and nephew's sports games are a really big part of my weekends. So that's something that I want to spend time doing as well, is going to their games and supporting them. All right. Next month, we're going to cover up next month, or note to self, and I'm going to make it next month. I was referring to my August planner with that because I like to have space to brainstorm, but I don't know that we need all that space. So let's bring in another flower. But I do like having space to brainstorm. Like sometimes I get an idea, but as I'm looking at what's left in the current month we're in, I really may not have enough time or room on my calendar, to get it done, or room on my plate. But it's something that I think could probably be useful in October. And as of now, I think October is going to be pretty quiet. Planner releases tend to slow down. I don't have any trips planned. And so I think it'll be quiet before gearing up for a busy November with a trip to Chicago for the Chicago Planner Conference, which I'm teaching a workshop at about budgeting, and Cyber Week and then we hit December. So it's all just going to happen really, really quickly, which is part of why I want September to like slow down a little bit, even though I don't know that that's going to happen. Okay, next month. My 3 tracks and habits that I'm tracking, and I'm also going to talk more about that once I pull out my printables, is going to be exercise, clean, and dating. Now, these 3 habits I'm pulling from my priorities and my goals. That's how I decided what those are going to look like. Now, let's add in my check it off actionable goals. Some of these are not going to be goals that I originally listed on the right side, but they're consistent with my life goals in general or things I need to do. So I'm going to write August, QuickBooks, because August is now over. So I do have some automatic things, like let's say I get a payment from Keleva Plan as an affiliate, right? Because I'm using her stickers. My QuickBooks is automatically configured to note that as a payment, or my phone bill, because I use my phone for filming and content, that's automatically withdrawn or noted in QuickBooks as technology or software. I don't remember. So there are some of those that are automatic, but there's a lot of transactions that happen through my Plan with Elise bank account that are not, and that's where I'm trying to prepare to make next year's tax season super easy. Next up, we're going to write the different friend. I feel like if someone's just looking at this on Instagram when I post it, it's going to seem so confusing. Different friend plans. Prep, garage for my car. Finally, all of my moving boxes have been taken to recycling, but my garage still has a lot of furniture in it because even though I moved into a house from an apartment, I don't have as much room for all the furniture because some of the rooms I got new furniture for. So I need to just decide, do I want this? Am I going to donate it? Big recommendation here, a little plug. If you are looking to donate furniture, my recommendation is to see if you have a store near you called Restore. They are owned by Habitat for Humanity. This is where my mom is a volunteer. And they take furniture and people buy it, and not just furniture, all different household items. But people buy it, and the money they spend on buying the furniture goes directly to Habitat for Humanity. So if you are looking to get rid of furniture and you're having trouble selling it and you just want to get rid of it, reach out to your local Habitat Restore. Go online, see if you have one near you, and that's a recommendation. So I'll have to decide this month. So because right now I can sort of fit my car in my garage, but it's pretty tight. I'd really like to have more room so that I can actually open the door and I don't have to like close my side view mirror. So that is something that I would like to do. Okay, let's jump over here. Read 7 books. 15 workouts. 'Go on 1 date. Weekly bank trips. So really this side of the page is where I map out my goals and kind of brainstorm them. And then this side of the page is where I make them actionable. Okay, other goals that I would like to do. I put August QuickBooks. I said that my foyer, because now I'm thinking back to my quarterly goals, right? Because September is now the end of the quarter and this is my last chance to achieve them. I'm not going to do the housewarming party, and the foyer is the only thing left to do, but I'm not ready to do my foyer right now. So I kind of have, 3 weekly bank trips. I do have clean over here, but you know what we're going to do? Weekly office. I just thought of another friend that I can reach out to. See, we're getting there. Weekly office reset. I think that that'll be good for me to come into my office each Monday and know that it is it's good. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to put in here because I want to give myself some room for anything else that comes up. I'm just noticing these are crooked too. We're just going to leave them because I'm a little crooked. All right, so we have my monthly pages set up. This is where I'm going to do a little bit of journaling about what I'd like September to look like. So now I want to talk about 2 of the printables. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it's funny because I originally printed the 7 tracker, the 7 goal. What is happening here? The 7 goal tracker, and then I kind of changed my mind and printed off the 6 and the 6 and the 8. But I think right now, because I have 6, I keep counting those, I don't know why, I'm going to use the 6. So the way that I plan on using this is first find my desk calendar, which is always right in front of me there and somehow is not there right now. So let's figure out what this week is. September 4th through 10th. And then we're going to categorize these goals. So there's a lot of space here because I wanted to make them big enough no matter what size you write, and if you wanted to add any decor into them also. So we're going to write social. It's a little sloppy. Home. Actually, I'm starting to brainstorm ideas as I'm talking about this, so as I'm writing these categories down. So I just want to start to put them in. Social is going to be make a physical list because I have that list in my head of friends I can reach out to this month for plans. Okay, home is going to be put, this one's going to make me sad, away. And again, this is the week. This is not the month. This is the goal for this week. Put away all pool stuff. I guess we're just going to write stuff. Reset office. Crush boxes for recycling. I have several boxes in my office that need to be taken downstairs. All right. Relationship. I think that if I just spend about 10 minutes on a Sunday night prepping this, it's going to be really helpful for me for the week. So relationship, spend a little time each day looking for a match. All right, personal development. And this is just a matter of breaking down the goals into smaller bite-sized pieces. So personal development, let's try to get 2 books read this week. And I'm just gonna give myself a couple of dashes to list out what they're going to be. Health. So I'd really, really like to work out every day this week just to kind of get myself into that mode. So exercise. Let's write every morning. So that's even breaking down an exercise goal from exercise every day to exercise every morning. Make it intentional, make it part of my plan. And grocery shop and meal prep. Okay, final goal is finance. Go to the bank and separate, my hand is sore. Cash into categorized. Oh my goodness, my wrist is really hurting. Envelopes. All right, so those are my weekly goals. And then of course it's double-sided. The other thing that I wanted to do was also print off my monthly habit tracker, which I haven't used in a while. So we are in September. I don't really want to use this for it because I feel like it's gonna cover it completely. So we're gonna do this. And then I want to map out my habits, but my hand really hurts and I don't know what to do. I think we're gonna go for it. So let's write, I'm just gonna write a little bit lighter, maybe less pressure. AM routine. AM reading, which could be part of my routine, but it's not because I don't have a chance to read every morning. YouTube comments. I try to do these I try to list these out in order of when in the day I'm going to do them, but that's not always the case. I'm going to back down to PM routine. Okay, it's better to write less hard. That's helping my hand. PM reading. Journal. Exercise. Almost forgot about that one. Oh, hurting again. Dating app. Cleaning. Schedule. IG messages. Almost done. 2 more. Clear off desks. And now we have room for one more habit. What's it going to be? Sometimes I'll put in social call, but I mean, I call my mom every day after work. That's just kind of part of our routine. So I don't know. I feel like I have one more habit and it's smack in the middle, but I don't want to force it. So I'm not sure what that's going to be. It might pop into my head later. Okay. I think we have been here quite some time. I don't even know what time it is. So we're going to pop these in and then, oh, it's 9:15. I've been here, well, almost an hour. Okay. Monthly habit tracker. I've got my weekly goals. What you could also do if you're using this is like, I could have cut my monthly habit tracker here, which is probably what I should have done. and then put this here, but I didn't think of it. So these printables are available in my Etsy shop. I'm also going to link my favorite paper to use because I get that question a lot of what kind of paper to print on. And I will link the sticker books that I used in this video. I don't think Black Boxes by Mojo is still available, but I know Neutral Florals Volume 2 by Kelva Plan is still available. There's also new sticker books added to Kelva Plan's clearance section, and you may have seen this on Instagram, but Kelva Plan's reading journal or reading planner sold out within 7 minutes. However, there is a restock on the way. So I'm going to link the pre-sale purchase, which you can purchase the planner. There's still some left that are on their way and will be here really soon. And when you purchase it that way through my pre-sale link, that means that I also earn a commission on your order, even though your order is not shipping immediately, but it is shipping very soon. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what some of your goals are for the month. Thanks for hanging out with me and wishing everyone a wonderful weekend.